Here's my next video entitled Paul's Next Video. This is a probability thing. Basically, it's pretty easy. So probability, as you know, if you know about probability, basically it's between 0 and 1, or greater than 0, or equal to, or less than 1, or equal to. And you have, I've been talking P and E. P standing for probability, E standing for event. So it has to be between 0 and 1, or greater than 0, or equal to, or less than 1, or equal to. Anyway, so between 0 and 1, P, E is your event, and equals whatever number, standing for the favorable outcome over the whatever number. Basically it's the favorable outcome over the possible outcome of an event, of a certain probability of something. So for example, P and E equals 4/12. 4/12 would equal 2/6, or 1/3. So basically, I made an example here. Let's say you want to do a probability how many times you scratch your arm or scratch your ass, scratch your arm or scratch your head. So A being arm or ass, A being arm, and H being head. So basically, if you scratched your arm as equally as long as you scratched your head, then you can set a tree structure to explain that. So basically, you have AAA. The outcome's AAA there, and you scratch your arm, scratch your arm, scratch your arm, basically, and then you just group by the thing. You have one AHA, or I'm sorry, AAH following the diagram. You have an A there, and then H. So it goes 1, 2, 3 down. So then that follows the next thing. And then it goes A, you just follow along the thing, AHA. So you scratch your arm, scratch your head, scratch your arm. So that's the outcome of that. And then you go to the next part. And then you just follow the thing, HAA. So it goes from H up to A, back across to A, and then it goes from AHH going down, and then this is a larger diagram. You have H going up AA, and then you have HA going back down to H, and then you have HHH, and then you just HHA, and then you just follow down HHH. So anyway, those are the outcomes of that. But so for example, like what if I scratch my arm or ass, scratch my arm 3 times more than my head, then you could just say 3 times H plus H equals A, basically for that. And then and then if the outcome, if it happened to be 16/24, it would be 8/12, 4/6, 2/3 of the time you would scratch your arm over your head. So, here's a Euler's circle thing. So if you have all of A and all of B, so if it's 3 times more than your head, then it would be 30 for A, and then 10 for head. So basically 3 times 10 is 30, plus 10 is 40. So the universal thing of all possible outcomes is 40. So for A it's 30, for 10 it's 10. So A plus B basically gives you 40, and the whole universal thing is 40. So all of 30. But what if the shaded area, we'll say, is undefined. But what if a certain percentage of that you scratched your arm and your head? It would be 3 plus H minus AH, basically. So 10 times 3 is 30, plus 10 is 40, minus 5 would be 35. So then the answer would be 35 for that. So basically, here's another way to show the probability of it. P or multiply or parentheses A in unison with H equals A over the universal plus head over the universal minus AH over the universal. So basically it would be 30 over 40 plus 10 over 40 minus 5 over 40 would give you 35 over 40, of course, would give you 7/8 at the time you would scratch your arm over your head. Or yeah. So like the probability of scratching your arm plus scratching your head minus the amount of times you scratch your arm and your head, then it's 7/8. I mean, so basically that's that. That's the end of that video. I hope I explained that. It's hard to explain it without, using the camera thing because it's hard to see it within the camera. But anyway, it's pretty easy. And all right, adios. Bye.